everyone. We are so excited to be back once again to get together and talk about real woman issues that concern friends, wives, mothers, educators, and entrepreneurs. I cannot wait to start the show, so let's get going. Okay. And we're back.
Hey.
Hey.
Teacher talk.
Teacher. I don't mind the word teacher. I am a teacher. Proud teacher.
Are you?
I am.
You are.
But teachers are also regular people who have careers.
Yeah.
They can be considered career women.
They are career women, not considered. We are.
When I made the list, I said career women. No, you said career women, and then you said, and teachers.
I told you I was just listing in my
bullet
brain
point
overload self. So can I just go ahead and shout out Sweet Tea and Sunshine with their latest feature?
Yes!
I am so excited about our live voicemail response where people can actually be a part of our podcast by responding to our voicemail.
That's so cool.
It is.
Because I feel like sometimes it's not, I don't know, the point is not really taken if it's just a little comment or a like or whatever. If you really have something to say about it and you know it's going to be something that we discuss, why not be proactive and go ahead and leave a voicemail about our question of the week?
I love it.
Because then I feel like we have a little more feedback, and then you get a chance to be, like, your voice is going to be featured or could be featured on our podcast if you sound, if you're saying, like, if you have your stuff together, like, you know, some of y'all, you don't even need prep time for that. Some people just won't because they feel like they just want to type it, and that's fine too.
Yeah, we like both responses, but now if you leave your voice with us, we can incorporate your voice into the show, and now, voila, you're on our podcast, just like a live taping, like our Friend Fix that's coming up.
I know, and I know y'all be trying, oh my God, they be trying to get to that microphone during Friend Fix, so you don't have to wait until Friend Fix to get on our podcast. You can do it weekly because we're going to give a question every week that if you want to answer it via voicemail, great. We'll look through them, listen through them, and, you know, you have a chance to go ahead and land a spot. So our question of the week was,
how do you feel about teachers having guns in schools?
Yeah.
Hi, Sweet Tea and Sunshine. I just saw you guys' message about the post on should guns be allowed in school. And I just really think that this is a bad idea. I recently had a conversation with one of my coworkers, and she was just seriously entertaining this idea. So she argued that the schools would be less susceptible, to shootings if people knew that some of the teachers were allowed to carry. And then I asked her, or I posed the statement that maybe if some teachers were given this privilege, it would be fair to expect that those teachers would also be required to be in the line of fire with those shooters, since they are, now the protectors of the school. And she said, oh, well, I think that's a different story. So I don't really think that, we are looking at the big picture here. So my vote is no.
And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, like I told the church that I spoke for during Black History Month. I don't know how I got on this topic for a moment, but I got on this for a moment. And I told him, I said, I promise I'm not the one you want. Like, you don't want me. Yes, I'm the assistant principal, but you don't want me to be armed. I've never even shot a gun in my life.
Oh.
I don't know that I'm afraid of guns. They're a bit intimidating.
Okay.
But I'm not the one you want. Like, I don't have any experience with guns.
Well, I know that they were fast-tracking bill in Florida I have to recheck because last time I checked, because they are in session, that they were going to offer an incentive to teachers in a 300-hour training period for them to be able to be armed in schools. And that was a result of, if you haven't heard, if you've been living your life in a tornado somewhere, or I don't know, in a vacuum, the shooting at Parkland High School, is it Parkland Douglas High School? I think that's the name of the school. Anyways, that has been all over the news, and it's been an issue. And what has come up is maybe arming teachers. And as a result of...
Our president really supports this.
Yeah, says, okay, so we've got guns in the school shooting students. Why not push more guns into the school for the teachers?
Got it.
To protect the students.
Mm-hmm.
Teachers, your voices have been really powerful in this. That question that we posed on Sweet Tea and Sunshine on Facebook and also on Instagram, there was very strong opinions about no, not a good idea. Okay, the name of the school is Marjorie.
We have uncovered at the Broward Sheriff's Office.
Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. That was the location of the school. Devastating. I think I said one day I was really overwhelmed going into school, going into a high school, knowing that there are the day before Valentine's Day. It wasn't on Valentine's Day?
Mm-hmm.
That on Valentine's Day, the day of love, where the kids aren't even thinking about any of that, there was this crazy event. And I felt really heavy about it because I was just like, this is not what I signed up for. I didn't sign up for a place where, it should be happy, it should be fun. There's young people, and we're, building our future, not thinking about violence or threats. And so that was my own opinion of it. And then here comes your guys' president saying, let's just give them some guns and everything will be great. Ignoring, the mental health issues and, all the other options as possible ways to help solve this issue, and just going straight to, well, if we arm the teachers, then maybe they'll be protected from this.
And teachers have mental health issues.
Absolutely.
I don't,
Well, okay, so throughout these last couple of weeks, I have kind of been asking my students about the question just because I wanted to know their opinion. And the majority of the students, I thought they would say no, because teachers don't know how to handle guns, all this. They said, I know crazy teachers that would probably try to kill themselves. That was what they. Yes, I was caught off guard. I was like, wait, what? And they're like, these teachers aren't happy. These teachers aren't stable. These teachers are they're not sane.
Wow.
And they thought the teachers would use the guns to shoot themselves with. And I was like, wait, I'm thinking teachers shoot kids.
Yeah.
They didn't feel threatened by the teacher having the gun. They didn't even bring up the kids taking the guns from the teacher and going off and shooting people. They thought of these teachers are not capable because they're not in a place mentally to be.
Wow.
I was like, ooh. So
that speaks so many volumes. It's really ringing in my ears right now.
Scary.
Because if the kids can perceive that there is something wrong with you mentally, and they're sitting up in the class with you every day.
Right. And now in my mind, I just imagine myself firing the gun through the roof of the ceiling to tell them to be quiet. And then accidentally shooting a kid in the build on top of me in the class above me, because I just would be like, wait, oops. Something stupid like that. Not oh, I'm going to shoot myself. But okay, so the reason why I think that this could have been an issue is because earlier this school year in the high school that's right next to us, there was a teacher who shot himself. So,
and you know that happened in Lithia Springs as well.
Girl, I'm not trying to say which school.
That's next to y'all?
Yes, that's the school over from us in Douglas County. Because our school is right at the edge. So
we have to delete this part. Okay. So a school.
Yeah. So the school right next to ours, which our students go there, come here, go there. Like they know they have friends,
so they go back and forth.
Very transient. So they know that they have friends that happen at a neighboring school. So I think maybe that's what triggered their minds, like
possibly,
or
like, they know that how they're being treated in class has to be from some type of mental instability,
or they know that the kids are so bad that they're driving these teachers to be like screaming and yelling and all like they can't handle it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we do see that on a lot of those unfortunate.
I told you how that boy
videos.
told me something like, "When are you gonna lose it?" I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not. Sad. And he said that that's normal. So, you know, they have a whole different, and you know, the school that I'm at might be different than other high schools that other people work at, but that was their opinion on it.
Amazing.
I had a previous student comment, and she was very eloquent. She's a military girl. A lot of military people commented on that question.
Because they're trained in it, so they know what that is.
I think it was very relevant, and I thank you so much. So Elida said, who I taught personally, I'm so proud of her. She said, it's a threat to children in multiple ways. Not only could a teacher unnecessarily shoot a student, but what happens if an unstable or angry student gets to it? When I was in school, students stole laptops, school computers, teachers' cell phones, etc. They've even accessed teachers' grade books and changed their grades online. The list of sneaky things students do is never ending. We need to prevent guns from entering the property, period, not have them inside waiting to land in the wrong hands. So she, from the outside looking in, you know, she's graduated like 2 or 3 years ago from high school. So she's like a little bit out, but still knowing like what it was like when she was there.
And what kids do. Mm-hmm.
And what they do because that's who they are, you know, right. Or whatever. So that was pretty insightful. And then something I thought about is like, I don't think that, I'm trying not to misspeak on this. The school that I work at, the population was not scared about a mentally ill student going off and shooting up the kids. Like they're not thinking that any of the people that go with them. And I think it does come down to some race. Like I think we talked about earlier, the school is made up of mostly minority students. Their challenges aren't really the same as other populations. So the chances of them taking a gun and bringing it to their neighborhood might be more highly thought of than them bringing a gun to school to wreck shop. Like they're not thinking that school is the enemy. Right. Their enemy is on the streets. So, yes. You know, they weren't thinking that anything like this could possibly happen at a school like that, which we don't know. You really don't know. But we also said, like, what Title I high minority school has been shot up in the history of the United States? Can we name one? I can't think of one. I'm thinking that I just remember Columbine in my head. And to me, that's like the classic trench coat, you know, white teen, 2 of them, teen boys. That's what I remember, who are like a little bit dark, black trench coats and like kind of thinking emo or whatever. The outcast student. Not saying there aren't outcasts at every school, because they exist, but I just I've never seen it. So if it were to happen at my school, it would be a surprise probably to everyone.
Right.
Which a lot of these, they're saying people knew that if something were